So you felt like you were accepting averageness as a standard?
100%.
Why is that, do you think? Now, when you're doing tasks that aren't moving the business forward, I'm personally offended by that.
Since going on this journey with you guys, I think I love being an entrepreneur.
I don't know if this might sound like a knobhead, but I always thought I was going to be great.
If someone is genuinely stuck and they want to scale and grow their business and start increasing their revenue, then they need to have coaches like you guys, because...
You've been part of Social to Sales now for like 6 months.
Yes,
and
yeah.
Amazing things have happened, right?
Very amazing things, yes.
But before we get into that and we give it all away, tell me what life was like before Social to Sales for you in your business.
I mean, being completely honest with you, I didn't know how to run a business. So I think you guys have really taught me how to, first of all, feel like a business owner, be a business owner, and just really learning everything from scratch. And I feel like I've been on such an amazing, insightful journey through business, but also personally, and combining them both. So you've really helped me with that.
Do you have like a specific moment where you started to think, I actually feel like a business owner now, or a specific time when we spoke or anything like that you remember?
I think when you guys started making me do trackers. So I'm not a numbers girl. I don't enjoy spreadsheets, trackers, etc. And I've always avoided them. Not sure why, just avoided them, just being a little bit lazy with it. And I think I avoided it to begin with, but now I started doing the trackers, I love looking at the numbers, comparing differences month to month, and knowing that we can run off that data and just reduce general bottlenecks within my business as well.
Yeah, because if I was to say to you 6 months ago, hey, like you need a financial plan for your business, that would make sense to you, wouldn't it? It's something you would typically hear someone say in business. But had you thought about doing it?
No, and I'd probably avoid it. It'd be the last thing on my mind.
It's been amazing for you, right?
Yeah, 100%. And I think for me, data and numbers were always the last thing. I just kind of ignored it. And this is why I feel like a real business owner now, because you've taught me that business is all numbers. It's all data, and running off that and coming up with systems and methods to grow, scale, and reduce all the bottlenecks as well.
Yeah, because I remember because you have a digital agency, right?
Yeah.
So very emotional industry. You work with only women.
Yes.
Very emotional. I remember you bringing that into your work with us and me saying to you, pause. Let's lift our heads up a little bit. Let's understand what the landscape is.
Yeah.
Let's remove emotion and just go off data. And then since then, we've like step after step after step after step, haven't we?
Yeah, 100%. And I know it's a mix of that. And it's hard, I think, being a woman and within the industry and working with our women clients, to be emotional, but also always run off the data and refer back to that always, I think.
Mm-hmm. Have you found it working with men?
I personally like it. I need direct, straight talking. I prefer it. Well, the reason I liked Kenny and Hal, you guys, my dad was in the Marines and you reminded me of him. We don't have to include this.
Well, I was in the RAF, so that would make sense.
But I like that style of direction, and I listen to them, and I like having a difference. It's just providing that difference, and that's why I think I listen to you, because I'm thinking, oh.
And it was balance that you needed in your business. It was missing, wasn't it?
Balance, and I think having an opinion from someone in a completely different business to look at it from a different style, because I think being a solo business owner, I get in my own head a lot. I doubt my own decisions. So it's nice to have your guys' opinion on it and just to look at it from an outside point of view as well, which really helps me when I'm spiraling with my thoughts.
So how do you feel each week as our call's approaching?
I always make sure everything's done. So that's a key, because I'm not being lazy anymore. And I always feel really motivated after having a call with it. I know my partner at home, he knows when I've had that call with you, because I'm like, right, I'm doing this, this and this. And I feel really motivated, and and it keeps me focused as well. It's nice having that mentor and coach to, yes, obviously scale your business, but I think having a kick up the arse from you as well, and making sure that I'm completing my tasks and doing what you say to grow rather than just listening to you and ignoring it. I think that's huge. And I think, I don't know, especially for a woman, I think it's nice to have that different style in order to push me.
Yeah, because the way I sort of see it is that there's Lauren the person, and then there's Lauren the CEO.
Yeah.
And you'll find it hard for yourself, just as I will in my business and anyone does in their own business, to separate my personal feelings from what a CEO of this business needs to operate like.
Yeah.
Socials to Sales is not Kenny Hawksworth. Inspire Management is not Lauren Sowerby.
Yeah.
That's its own entity, and you have to treat it and run it accordingly. And that's where I could sort of see in you that you were bringing your own emotions and feelings into it, and we had to reposition you and like have you operate as a CEO. And I must say, you did an amazing job.
And do you feel like I've changed that and separated that a little bit better now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really look forward to our calls, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I do calls with 70 clients yours are my favourites because I know that there's always progress. Very, very low friction. You trust what I say, very important. And you've got amazing results, so it's always great as well.
Yeah, it's nice because I know you're coaching me and you're mentoring me, but I feel like we have a nice debate and we also argue back with each other on ideas, which I like because I feel like we're both addressing both sides of it and then coming together and coming out with a stronger answer for the business.
Yeah, and also I know you're the same as me. I don't want to be right. I want the business to progress. So I'm happy if you say something to me, despite what I've done in this space and me being as a position of authority to you with what I'm helping you with. I'm happy to be wrong. I'm happy for you to go, okay, that makes sense, but have you considered this? And then me go, you're right. I'm happy for that to happen, and I think that's what's contributed towards a great relationship. That always helps with a coaching
100%.
culture.
Yeah, and I think it's nice like having that and going back and forth with ideas as well, because it gives me a bit more confidence into my own personal ideas within the business, and then having you as a backup is just making me think more like a CEO, which I do feel more like now. And I always remember you saying, Lauren, you're a fucking CEO, and stop doing all these tiny little tasks. And I enjoy doing the little tasks. Bullshit tasks, yes. And I like how authoritative you are with that, because I still do some of them now, and I think until I grow and have a full staff team I will, but it's made me think differently about running things and how I can actually scale and grow as a business owner and personally as a business owner, because it does become your whole identity.
Yes. Where that comes from is that me and Hal both very, very alike. Anyone who knows me and Hal, we're very, very similar, even the clothes that we wear.
Even the same haircuts.
Sounds similar. Everything's very similar because we spend a lot of time together, right? But for us, we hate wasting time. Everything is about progress. Now, when you're doing tasks that aren't moving the business forward, I'm personally offended by that. So is Hal. So like often we'll say to each other, what are you cracking on with today? And if it's sliding through Slack and Claude, we put a stop to it and let's actually do something productive. So when you come to calls with me and you say, oh yeah, I've just been doing this, I'm like, get your VA to do it. Stop doing that, go and do this.
Even now I still doubt some of the tasks, and for example my VA has messaged me today saying, have you got any tasks for me this week? And I'm like, not really, but there is. There is tasks for him to do, and I was discussing this with my friend who's also a business owner the other day. It's so hard. I think as women we're a little bit on the level of control freaks, and I think it's hard to let your baby, which is your business, my business is my baby, to let someone else do the tasks because you think it's going to affect your business. I think it's hard to let other people control because it's our livelihoods at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean? It's
for sure. I think, and as intuitive actually, I think another part of it is that to grow and scale a business, usually you have to do things that you don't want to do. Create content, write scripts, analyze your messaging and the lead flow. Difficult stuff, and it very, very challenging. So as a measure of safety and security, you revert back to things that you know. Better the devil you know, right? So that's why you go and do tasks that you're happy to do, because it's low risk, low yield. And you know it's gonna feel like you're doing something productive. But the actual thing you need to be doing is creating content, tracking your numbers, reviewing your ads, speaking to your sales team, speaking to your fulfillment team, you know?
I think being a business owner, and I've really reflected on this week, is it's constantly about pushing yourself and being uncomfortable, and I hate it. Like even today coming here I was like, I'm dreading it, nervous. I'm not nervous, I'm excited, and we've had a great day, but it's always pushing yourself, and I think sometimes that gets draining and you revert back to doing the easy silly tasks, but it's constantly about pushing yourself and putting yourself in the uncomfortable, which then equates to growth. So I think that's huge.
So what uncomfortable thing would you think you're avoiding?
I think taking on a staff team and trusting someone else to run the business in ways that I may not like. It's just trusting people in business, because we're all here for the money a lot of the time, and we are here for our clients. And in my industry, it can be very money with the online industry. So I think, it's just about trusting people and maybe making mistakes along the way. I'm worried about making mistakes, and I know you guys have, and you also share that with me, but it really affects me personally if I make a mistake. I think because I'm a solo business owner, I think deeply about it, and then it affects my performance.
Do you feel lonely?
100%. I think even saying to you before about not having friends or being in a certain environment around non-business owners, I feel like I'm like out here. And everyone's just here. Do you know what I mean?
Hal and I were talking about it today. I think that people who aren't business owners look at business owners, and whenever they're taking some time off or they're away in Dubai or Miami or whatever they're doing, and they go, it's all right for some.
Oh, I know.
What they don't realise is that after 5 p.m. or 6 p.m, whenever I goes home from work, we're still in work.
Yeah.
The brain is clouded and confused and anxious and worried and excited in some ways, but it's mainly under relative stress. So when you do get that moment to nip off on a Wednesday to go and get your nails done or go to the gym or go sauna or whatever, you have to really cherish that.
Yeah, I think I've tried to be grateful for the little things, which I think I used to do, and I've really got myself in a bit of a rut. So I'm trying to do that again, because it can be so, I mean, we could sit and talk about this for hours. I think all business owners feel the same, and it's nice having you guys to chat and relate to about that, and other business owners. But when you're not in a circle surrounded by that, by your friends and your family who don't get it, that's why I feel lonely, and I feel alone as well. And it's hard to confide in people that don't get it. But it's amazing when you can confide in people like you guys.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think so. Hal and I don't have a mentor at the moment. We love having mentors. Mentor-mentee is one of the great fabrics of society as to where we are right now.
Do you need one though?
Yeah, I think you always need a mentor. We're just looking for the right one at the moment. We also have each other as well, not for mentors, but to vent and spend that time and reduce that loneliness. Like 5-6 weeks ago, our ads were doing bad for like a period, like 5 days, and you know, we spend like roughly £1,500 a day on ads. So over the course of 5 days, my maths is shit, like $7,500, right?
Yeah,
it's a lot of money. And Hal woke up in the morning screaming. He said, I woke up screaming. But guess what? We can go to the gym, we can get a pom-pom, have a discussion about it, you know, argue at each other, snap at each other. Taylor's always, he comes around the country, he's been around the world with us. And
he's seen it all.
He's seen it. Haven't you seen it all? We were arguing like, what, 2 days ago? And then all of a sudden something funny happened and it'd be gone.
Well, you're like brothers, aren't you? I think sharing a business together is, you can't get much, you're basically in a relationship.
Yeah, my girlfriend would definitely say that for sure. So yeah, no, loneliness is definitely a big part of it. What excites you the most about like looking at your business moving forward?
I think the growth. I think before coming to you guys, I'll be honest, I was just happy with where we're at. I was like, we're going to sit on these figures every month. I'm not going to bother with content. I'm just going to sit plodding along for ages. Yeah. So I'm not annoyed with myself, because it is what it is and we're here now and I'm trying to live in the present. But I think, I just think I needed that boost, and we've just progressed massively. I said to you the other day on our call, my whole week and day to day has changed since learning to be a business owner with you, and my whole processes have changed, and like my outlook on business and my outlook on myself and the way I am. And I call these nerdy things, so don't laugh, but nerdy things like learning how to communicate. Like on the way up, I was listening to a podcast on communication and confidence. Yeah, just things that are really interesting me, like obviously psychology and sales and things that I wouldn't be doing in my spare time. I'm sat doing it because I love it. Like I love it. I've got a passion for it, and that's where I feel like I've developed as a person, which then means your business. Well, you are your business, aren't you? So I think going on a bit of a self-development journey alongside Inspire, which you guys have helped me develop, is just amazing. Yeah, I just see the difference in you as well. Yeah, I feel different. I do. I'm in a bit of a reflection, but what's the word when you're kind of not hit rock bottom, but you're in a rut and you're coming back out of it, and I feel like a different person, and I'm changing for the better in a positive way as well. The date is the 2nd of July today, and you said it to me before, my friend said it to me. Everyone seems to be, all the business owners that I know seem to be in like a rut. Yeah. Everyone's like, fuck this. Why are we doing this shit, aren't they? But like, I listened to a guy called Dom Iakoven, who has a massive supplement brand. You should watch him, he's sick. Yeah. Family man, and he did a YouTube video to say, if you're in your 20s, do not quit. He was like, I know it sounds corny, but all I did that was different to people who were alongside me, I should continue to do it. Yeah. You know, and I think when you have those down moments, it's nice to be able to go, hey, Ken, like, I'm struggling here. Yeah, 100%. What have you got going on? Yeah, I'm struggling too. Hey, should we just go and get a beer, or should we go have a coffee? Yeah. That's nice, isn't it, as well? I think having that community and option to chat to you guys about that as well is huge. And especially on your posts as well, like with your motivational posts around your ads, I enjoy them as a client of yours, because, you know, if I'm having a bit of a shitty day or I'm feeling a bit, you know, continuous and bored with stuff, it does give me a kick up the arse, and I think, right, I've got to listen to you, Stu, because you are my coach and mentor. So it does give me a kick up the arse to think, right, come on now. Yeah, that's really special with what, and maybe you guys don't see that you do that? No. So I guess we get like 20 likes on our posts. No, but it's not about the likes. No, but I just want the likes. It's so funny, everyone just wants the likes. But I think maybe it's nice for you to hear that, and maybe your other clients would agree. It is nice to see, like I was laughing at one of Hal's videos the other day and he was getting really angry, like just stuff like that, like your passionate posts and your motivational posts. I really enjoy them because we're in the same boat, and often, weirdly, I'm always feeling the same way you guys are. Like I related to your post yesterday, and then my algorithm was full of business owners struggling, so it was nice to relate to, I think.
Yeah, so tell me, I'm interested because I know since I've been very young, I've always known I was going to be an entrepreneur. Always.
Yeah.
I did the typical cringy, I sold sweets in school and I did this and that.
Yeah.
Did all
One
that.
of them.
Yeah, I did all of that. But I always knew I was going to work for myself. I don't know if this might sound like a knobhead, but I always thought I was going to be great. And now,
That's all you need, a bit of positive affirmations going on.
yeah, and now because I think that I feel like it has to come into fruition, I have to manifest it to continue to push towards it. Did you feel the same thing?
So going off what you said there is a quote, and it's, if you know you're made for greatness, it's gonna happen, or
Yeah.
the universe has already got a plan. And I do believe that. I think it is all mindset. I think I've always wanted a nice life, and you know, even looking at my friends and family that are not entrepreneurs, some are, some aren't, without sounding horrible to them, I didn't want their life, and I know I'm destined for more, whether that be, you know, carrying on opening other businesses, which is what I'd like to do eventually, but I know I've got that. I will never not be an entrepreneur now that I've started this. Like, you're never going to go and get a job in some random office.
I'm unemployable.
Yeah, I like that, yeah. I think, you know, I used to panic when I first started Inspire. I wouldn't sleep at night thinking, oh, my clients are going to go overnight, I'm going to have no money, what am I going to do? I then taught myself to think, right, I'll just go and get another job. But now I'm at the point where I'm like, I'll have to start something else. There's no chance I'll be going to work for someone else on minimum wage, because with our clients, I think I see them struggling. All these people that are on amazing paid jobs, 50, 60, 70 grand a year, and they still can't afford anything. It's mental.
So how do you deal, like, do you have calls with them as well?
Yes, yeah.
How do you deal with, because they must unload their baggage onto you as well?
Yeah, so I think I found that quite heavy at the moment because we've been having an influx of different types of women. I think maybe this is why I'm going on a reflective journey, because I'm sure you can relate. Your clients are putting their worries onto you, so you're kind of absorbing that. And I think you forget to check in with yourself and look after yourself.
Yeah.
Because you're taking on everyone else's worries and complaints. We're the problem solvers, aren't we, as coaches and mentors, which is amazing. But I think it's so important to have a strong mindset and always be relating and working back to yourself, because if you're not, you're just gonna spiral. So
do you have any routines or things that you do in the day to try and manage those emotions, those feelings?
Yeah, so my routine, and I sound like one of those people on Instagram now doing the days and the lives, but I do like to journal in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
I've started doing positive affirmations as well, which my partner may laugh at me in the morning listening to them with my coffee, but just having positive thoughts. And I'm really trying to learn to, rather than panic and think negatively of what's going to go wrong. For example, today I was thinking, oh my God, I can't talk. I'm going to sound like an idiot. Flipping it to thinking I'm going to have a great day and it's going to be exciting and we're going to have a laugh and we're going to have great ads.
You did, right?
So, yes, we did. So it's just trying to do that. And I think if you can switch your mindset and you've got a strong mindset, I genuinely believe that you can do anything.
Yeah, I agree.
And just having, I mean, what's your morning routine? What do you do?
I do the same thing every day.
Yeah.
So especially the last 12 weeks I was in Dubai, I was really in my routine, same thing every day.
Yeah.
10 to 5, wake up, me and Hal go to the gym, hydrate, train, come back. I'll read for 20 minutes and I'll also journal.
Yeah.
And I'll get onto the journaling in a minute because it's a big part of life for me.
Yeah.
Then I always either listen to some sort of like abundance frequency or something like that, and I'll just work all day until mid-afternoon. I'll take 20 minutes, I'll go downstairs to the pool, I'll take my book and I'll just read for 20 minutes and I won't do anything else.
You've got a nice pool, have you?
Yeah. I need to do that because otherwise I find myself just like totally...
You feel a bit mental.
Yeah. Intense, and I need to just break away from that a little bit, and then Lauren and I have dinner together and then we'll go for a walk and we'll just have a nice evening. That's pretty much my day every day.
Decompress. I think that's really important because
martial arts too, big part of the day for us.
Yeah, the podcast I was listening to this morning, actually, martial arts is about communication. Would you agree with that?
For sure.
Communicating and reading body language and things like that. So that was interesting to hear.
Well, I'm reading a book at the moment called How to Improve Your Communication Skills by Alan Barker.
Okay.
Which is where I got the SPQR thing I was telling you about before.
Yeah.
But just for anyone who doesn't know, when you want to position an idea to somebody, you can't just give them the idea because they're not ready to receive it yet, no matter how good it is. So the way to do it is you will start off by explaining a situation or a story that you'll recognize and resonate with. Then in that story, you'll position a problem. Because you're both on the same journey, because you've spoken about the situation they resonate with, you're now at the problem together and you're both asking the same question, which is, how do I solve this problem? And then the solution has to be your idea. That's where I got that idea from. And I thought, whoa, that is so smart. Hence why I'm using it in ads. I'm using it all the time now.
Yeah.
And in that book, talking about communication, it's all about the transfer of
energies and psychology, I guess.
Yeah, we're trying to get a mutual understanding. That's the point of communication, through body language, eye contact, speech, everything.
Yeah, I feel like I've become, without trying to deep everyone, but you do read into people a little bit more, I think, when you've done stuff like that, because you're like, okay. And understanding people is the key for, sales, the psychology of sales, and I think working on how you communicate with your clients as well, which is obviously huge, and it's a huge part of our job.
Yeah, for sure, especially yours, because you've got to get them over a massive emotional hurdle, haven't you?
Yeah, I think working with women is amazing, and I absolutely love it, but there's challenges, as I'm sure you're aware. Women, we can be very up and down, there's lots going on. We've got to deal with the children and lots of other bits and bobs that maybe the males don't necessarily have to deal with all the time. So it's being flexible, but it's also, being emotional, being supportive, but also remembering I'm a CEO and a manager, and having that professional tone as well. So it's a mix for me, which I do struggle with at times, which is why mindset and sort of working on myself at the moment has been so important.
Most of our clients are women.
Are they? Interesting.
Most of them are women.
That's really interesting. Why do you think that is?
I don't know.
Because if you think like,
I think they want direction,
authority, 100%.
Yeah, moving towards a target in a straight line is a very masculine trait.
Yeah,
and I think that's what they sort of want. I mean, I've read books on this sort of stuff, and definitely no expert. Women like flow with nice energy in different directions, don't they?
Yeah.
Whereas men are like quite
rigid,
target focused.
Yeah.
And I think when they combine together, it's beautiful harmony.
Yes.
Relationships, friendships, business. So. And we have amazing results for women. I really like working with women. And when they get emotional though, sometimes I will just say to them, this isn't a place for this. Yeah,
which I think we need, because if you, for example, if you're a woman, you'd be going, oh babe, that's all right. Like, oh, you feeling, is it your monthly, whatever it is, things like that, just the girly stuff, which is nice, but I feel
feels like you go around in circles.
Yeah, and I think we all just sit and moan, which my partner will agree, I moan a lot of the time, but I get stuff done. And I think having male coaches, it just eliminates that, which we need as business owners, because yes, we're women and we need a rest, and we may be more emotional, but we do need a kick up the arse, which business is at the end of the day. It's very black and white. You need to keep moving forward rather than just being in that same position, which I feel like I was in previously. I just sat there moping around for
so you felt like you were accepting averageness as a standard?
100%.
Why is that, do you think? Limited belief, maybe?
Limiting belief. I think just getting used to being sat at home. Obviously, I think working from home for me, which is great, but I think you just sit within your own thoughts. And I think obviously like having our calls every week, now that my business is starting to grow and scale, I know that I'm meant for more, and I know that we can take this to infinity and beyond. I know I can do it. So I think it's, just having that in your mind. So
what's your goals then? What would you say, if you could paint, if you don't mind sharing, would you paint your ideal life, like where you want to be?
Where I want to be with the business or personally?
Both.
I think I absolutely love working with women, and us all being in this girl sisterhood, and us all making money and being financially independent. I think I absolutely love that. Seeing my clients win holidays, cars, whatever it is, the nice stuff that they thought they could never genuinely have, and now they do. That is just, an amazing feeling for me. So I love that. And I think since going on this journey with you guys, I think I love being an entrepreneur, and I would also like to, I do some bits in property as well, and it's a really different game, but I'd like to challenge myself in other areas of business, and of course just build freedom and make a fuck ton of money.
I think you're extremely capable.
I know I am, and I think it's nice to have the backup and the ideas coming from you guys as well, knowing that I can do it with your help.
Sure. One last question. How have you found me and Hal as people? Because online things can get misconstrued, like just like typing a word, just like text. When you text someone, things like get misinterpreted and whatnot. I think Hal, myself, can be sometimes misinterpreted by people just from feedback we've had on calls. How have you found working with us?
I'm not sure. I mean, I think it depends on the person. I think if they're going to be offended by you being directional and a coach, then maybe they're not ready to take on a coach. But if someone is genuinely stuck and they want to scale and grow their business and start increasing their revenue, then they need to have coaches like you guys, because what we said previously about women and, just sort of floating around, that's what a coach is. And I always think, for example, because Hal used to do PTA or something, didn't he?
Yeah.
They shout at you and you get it done, you work hard, and it's exactly the same within business. And I think having guys like you two in your corner who know what they're doing and who earn good money themselves and have been there, made the mistakes. And I think also sharing the mistakes with your clients, and we have a good relationship now and being quite open, you know, we're not black and white, are we, with each other? I think that's huge. So maybe it's internal thoughts, it's nothing to do with you guys.
So like a external reflection of how they feel.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Maybe their own insecurities that you're hitting and that they're not ready to change and adapt. Because I remember you pointed something out to me once, that I focus on small things. I think that's to do with being emotional, and at the start I liked that and I sat and thought about it, and I feel like I have developed that and moved on and become more of a, like when you went, Lauren, you're a fucking CEO, that I remember that stuck in my head and I've developed from that. So I think it is their own insecurities that they're not ready to change or adapt maybe.
Yeah, and with the small things, the biggest telltale sign when someone focus on small things is when I can tell you what you need to do from this point right now to grow your business. If you change the discussion or the topic, I know that you're not focused on the right things.
Procrastinating.
And that's what people do. They go, okay, but what about my content? And you go, what about your content? You're not closing your deals.
Yeah.
You know, and that's, so it's like a formulaic thing where it's like, oh, if this then that, if she says this, she's thinking about this and she should be over here. That's the way I sort of see things.
I think it's like subconscious procrastinating. They're like, no, but they're not quite aware of it, which I certainly wasn't, because I wouldn't do that. And I am a grafter and I want to put the work in. But I'd be like, oh, what did you say? Like something silly at the end of a sentence rather than, what's the target, Lauren? We're getting this done. So yeah, I do think it's down to that.
There's a big mindset problem as well with what we do with clients, is that they don't realize how much ad spend we've had to spend and time to get to the position of being able to tell them what to do. So when they spend like £100 and nothing happens, they're like, I've spent £100, like what's going on? It's like,
and
you've got the data to tell you that this is the ad that you should run next time instead. But most people don't actually want the success. They aren't willing to pay the price. Here's what I told my friend the other day about this. Up to 30 grand is mindset and hard work. Up to 50, 60 grand is systems, and past 100 grand is mindset.
100%, yeah.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, so true.
You get stuck at 50 grand and you're like, oh, I need this strategy. No, mate, you actually just need to believe, put your feet on the ground, stand your base, as Conor McGregor would say, and continue pushing forward.
100%, I think. And as well, you've got to spend money to make money, and that's business at the end of the day. Yeah, and then you earn the respect. Anything that comes cheap is usually valueless. Yeah, exactly. When you pay for the success, when you like really struggle and go through the turmoil, you become the person worthy of that success. 100%. And for me, that's extremely valuable and impressive as well. And that's where I think you're at right now. Yeah, definitely. Thank you for being an amazing client. You're so welcome. Appreciate it. Thank you. That's a wrap.